Father, Mother God, we do give thanks for this time, this place, the opportunity to affirm our oneness, our true divinity, knowing that we are the divine ones. Let us find the courage to take on that mantle, that responsibility for being a divine one in this universe. And for this time and place, we say Ashe,
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 Asheo.
Asheo.
So it is. Good morning and welcome to the Institute of Spiritual Enlightenment. I just love Spirit, the way Spirit pulls things together, because I really didn't remember what I was going to speak about. Spirit gave it to me yesterday late, and then I wrote it and I sent it out, and I forgot about it. Then I get here this morning, and Elocution's here, and he's telling me something that was happening. And he said, that's why I came, because of what you're going to be speaking about. I said, oh, what am I going to speak about? So I printed it out. So I want to read it. Greetings in love and kindness. Each day, each week, each month, each year brings a new opportunity to express our uniqueness as God. What are we expressing? Is that expression bringing you what you want or need? Are you ready to accept that which you have asked for? By the way, what did you ask for? Do you even remember? Let's talk about it. Let's delve into the recesses of our minds and manifest that which we truly want and need. See you at Sunday at 11. So Kusha was telling me about some things about a meditation that they were having, and they were asking, he says, well, were we really intending that to happen during our meditation? If we are expressing ourselves as God, then we should have total control over everything that we say that we're going to do, right? But a lot of times when things come out not the way that we want them to be, well, I had nothing to do with it. It's not me. I didn't do that. I didn't cause that. But you did. So the trick here is to get us to be responsible for everything that we do, every word, thought, and deed. Every one of them, whether you like it or not. When you, and this is also, if you understand the tarot cards, when you get the tower in the tarot cards, when the tower, everything is breaking up, everything is falling down, lightning is hitting the tower, two people are falling out, they've fallen head first to the ground. When you can take that card and you say, hey, this is going to be fun to see what life is going to bring me, then you're growing. Then you're growing, because you know that something new, something brand new is coming into your life. And it's going to bust up anything else that you thought you had going on, or what you found perfection in at the time that those things were happening. Be it finance, relationships, whatever. It's getting ready to bust loose. So, Elocution also handed me this book, and I used to love to read out of, just pick something out to see where it takes you and then get inspired from it. You don't find too many books like this that you can do that, so I'm just going to open up and see where it leads me. The meaning of faith in the New Testament is not just acquiescence in the story of Christ with his moral and spiritual implication. It is not merely the decision to put into practice, to some extent at least, the teachings of Christ. But the real meaning of faith is the rejection of everything that is not Christ, in order that all life, all truth, all hope, all reality may be sought and found in Christ. I just opened up the book. So what is that telling us? All truth, everything founded in Christ. Now, if you take away that there was a physical man and understand that that the Christ spirit is really in office, is something for us to attain to, for us to get there, to be at that place that he was. Because you remember, it took him a while too to get to that place where he understood who and what he was. Same thing with us. We understand it here. Everybody in this room I know understands it here. We understand that we are divine beings and, you know, I'm God.
Right.
But do you feel it? Yes. Do you walk in that feeling of knowing that I am God? No. We don't. We fall short. Because every time we start feeling that way, what do? We drop down into our human self and we start looking out to the world and we say, oh, I gotta go to work, I gotta pay, I need more money, I need.
Yes.
When you have the courage to make a decision about something that you want in your life, no matter what it is, no matter, and you start working towards it, no matter what comes in front of you that you think that you can and cannot do, whether it's the fact that you don't have enough money, but you go ahead and you do it anyway, it can be done. And the whole universe comes to your aid. Because truth be known, when you're meditating and you think that you're meditating on the universe, guess what? The universe is meditating on you. As above, so below. If you're down here running around acting crazy, then when does the universe get an opportunity to be quiet and still and focus itself on its creation? Because remember, in the beginning, it was supposedly the Big Bang, and it wanted to know itself. So how was it going to know itself? Was to individualize itself as us people. And you think about all the people all over the world, that's a lot of thoughts, that's a lot of energy, that's a lot of some crazy people, some straight people, some, oh, blessed sister.
Mix and both.
Thank you. There are a lot of people who have come into this incarnation to say that they are going to have the experience of God.
That's right.
That's your only job. That's your only job. Is to be divinely, uniquely you and express it. To express, to bring it through into manifestation. So every word, thought, and deed that we do should be to the perfection of it. If it is not, keep it to yourself. Unless that is your job. Because some people's job is to be disruptive so that you can express your wonderfulness.
Come on now.
There's some people's jobs to be an asshole.
That's right.
That's their job. Do your job. Let me correct myself. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
This is truly their job. And if that be your job, then yes, do it. You must do it. You have to. Because if you don't do your job, I can't be me. And this is what we have to do. We mirror one another all the time. Each one of us, no matter if it's a smile on the street, you don't feel good, and somebody walks past you and you smile at them and they smile back, or they don't smile back and you start thinking, what's wrong with them? They're not smiling. Hey, you did your job. You might have given them something to think about while they're walking down the street. And the reason why I even use that, because it happened to me. I was walking to Eastern Market subway, and I was feeling funky. I didn't want to go to work. I was feeling bad, you know. And this old woman was sitting on the steps. And she said, "Baby, smile. Whatever you're going through is not that bad." And I looked at her. I said, "You don't know what I'm saying." And as I was walking past, she said, "Yes, I do." And I kept walking. Then I thought about it, and I said, "You know what? It's not that bad. Let me smile. Why am I wasting my time being unhappy about something that somebody else did
Amen.
to make me remember who I am?" Because that's all that it is. That is all that it is. So no matter what you're going through, no matter what it is that you are experiencing in life, take full responsibility for it. I guarantee when you start looking in a different way, things start happening for you in a different way. But what we do is we get stuck in saying, this is the way that I have to do it. This is the way I have to go. You know, my mom told me that I should be an engineer, so I'm going to school to be an engineer, but really I want to play the guitar. Then you should be the best guitar player that we have ever seen in our lives. And this is the challenge that we go through, because we're believing one way and feeling this way, so you're torn. You have to put that foot in the direction in which you want to go, and then stay on that path. No matter what it is, no matter what comes to you, if you have made a decision about something in your life, then see it through to fruition. Everything, and even though there might be a lot of projects that you started, and you say, well, I can't go back and restart all those projects. Yes, you can. Because you would not have started them in the first place if it was not for you to do. And when you didn't do what you were supposed to do, you denied somebody else the opportunity to be who they are, to experience themselves to the fullest. How selfish. How selfish. And then we go around and say, oh, you know, I'm a good person. I don't hurt anybody. You just ripped my head off. Because I can't be me. Because you snatched you away from me. Because you wanted to do something else. But Spirit said, do this, and you said, no, I don't have to do that. No, you don't, because you have free will. But why did you make the choice in the first place? See, this is what we forget. There was a reason, there was something that was happening within your being when you made that choice in the first place. Because it was something that you forgot that your higher self was reminding you of, for you to do, for you to be, for you to say. So now when you get there, you punk out. God punks out. No wonder you don't feel like you're God. You're out here being a punk.
Watch out there now.
This is what we do. And then we say we want to be spiritual.
That's right.
We do. All of us, we say, I want to meditate and be spiritual. But you're not. If we're going to do this, you got to walk the walk and talk the talk. There is no such thing as maybe. There's no such thing as try. There's no such thing as coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's like telling me, try to pick up my glasses. Pick them up. If I don't need them, I put them down. And this is the way that we need to start looking at our own lives. Everything that we do, everything that we do, everything that we say. If you don't want to say it, then keep your mouth closed. That's what your mother meant when she said if you had something to say and you don't have anything good to say, keep your mouth closed. So if you don't want to be held accountable for anything that comes out of your mouth, keep your mouth closed. Keep your actions to yourself. But the first thing that you have to do is to get still and really understand who you are. Why are you making the decisions that you're making in the first place? Because half of us are making decisions based on somebody else's thinking. Somebody else told you what to think. They gave you the words. They gave you the books. They told you you're going to go through elementary school until you get 12 years old. Then you're going to go to middle school. Then you're going to go to high school. Then you're going to go to college. Then you're going to have 2.5 years to be on your own to do whatever it is that you want to do. Then the third year, you get married, have 2.5 children, and live in a white picket fence in the country. And I forgot the part about the women who had to find a man who's going to work the 9 to 5, who's going to take care of her. She never has to work. And she's going to have this big, elaborate wedding, and her knight in shining armor is going to come and grab her up and take her away. Because all of those are the things that we play over in our head. I remember my own. I'm going to be married by 25. I'm going to have 3 boys. I don't want any girls because I'm not in the house. That was mine. So we all write them consciously or unconsciously, and we make these decisions, and then we put them out there to be manifested in our lives. So now we have to take responsibility, total and absolute responsibility, for all decisions that we make in our lives. And when they come to us, let's not play like that's not mine. Yes, it is. And I think about that all the time because I think about the fact that why did I even start like the Institute of Spiritual Enlightenment? What was I thinking? Well, I tell you what the thought was. The thought was that everything in life was connected, that it was all divinely connected. So anything that we do, the underlining is spirit. Even that life that we drop down into and we start looking out here from, that's spirit. That's spirit in manifestation. That is what you've created that now you're picturing out in your world. It's not that quiet time when you're sitting in meditation. That's a part of it too. But when you're functioning in your world and when the cars are cutting you off or when you're hitting somebody, you know, in the back, somebody's here, you losing your keys or any of those things that are happening to you that you say that you don't want to happen to you, you've already programmed. You put it out there because you forgot. So your higher self is going to make you remember what it is that you forgot. You picked your mom, you picked your dad, the family members who are going to be able to give you because you're the most important thing in the world. And you forget it. Because you punk out instead of being gods and goddesses. When we truly understand who and what we are, yes, we can lift those stones and create our pyramids. We can discover and we know the cure for any dis-ease that's on this planet. How can a dog go and eat a certain grass and heal himself and we can't? Makes you want to say, Because we're not thinking. We're thinking somebody else's thought. Somebody else thought and saw us performing what we were performing in the ancient days.
Right.
And they watched us.
Right.
And they said, this is how we can dominate them because they have a big heart. Even today, the remnants of our big heart is there. You go to any melanated person's house and first, sit down, have a seat. You want something to drink? You want something to eat? Make yourself at home. Be comfortable. They're just pampering you. The first 3 or 2 times, and then they say, you found it. Get up, get yourself. But you're home. And you're safe. So we got lazy. It is our fault. If you believe in the slave story and all of that they told us, it was our fault. So first of all, we have to say, okay, fess up, it was our fault. So what are we going to do about this? Because I know that you know, and I know when you look at certain things that are happening in our world and you wonder, why are these things just happening to us as a people generally on a whole? Any other nationality of people can do whatever it is that they want and nobody has any beef about it, for real, for real. Nobody even cares, right? But there's one black woman in Chicago, she's an attorney. She is making a lot of noise and she's telling people to buy black. If it ain't black, don't buy it. Melanated people. CNN has had her on the TV. Everybody's asking, what is she trying to do? You trying to incite the people?
Yes.
If it was a Chinaman, do you think that they would ask them the same thing?
No.
Their money goes around in their community 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And they still speak their own native language. They keep their own names. I mean, if you think about it, we don't even have our own names.
Right.
For real, for real.
Government names.
Because if you listen to the name, our names are either German, they're Scottish, they're Irish. And we're proud of those names. As well, you should be. Because it is a start. But when you start understanding what has happened and you start waking up to the process of who and what you are as a divine being, and you start really watching how the system works, and when you do something, how many times people copy you? And they say, well, you know, y'all just got that rhythm. That's because what? We flow in the universe.
Right. Right.
We flow. We move. In the universe. Right. Most people can't do that. But see, and we laugh and make fun of ourselves. We women don't even know how to take care of our own nappy hair. And don't talk about that hair.
Well,
But let me tell you something, that nappy curl that you have in your hair, you're the only ones in the universe that have it.
Right.
Everybody else has fur. You're the only one. Your hair grows like nature. It spirals out into the universe, like the cosmos, like the Milky Way,
like the DNA.
like the DNA.
Right.
We have to start understanding who we are, and then how do we utilize this information and this knowledge to truly be able to carry the Godhood of who we are as divine people. How do we put that combination together to make it work for us? How do you put the combination of the curl in your hair, the melanin in your skin, the understanding that you have a first eye, not a third eye? You have a first eye, not a third eye. And that all you have to do is to speak or say a thing, and so shall it be. That's power. That's true power. But you have to first understand who you are and why are you making the decisions that you're making. And if those decisions that you're making, are they working for you? Are they serving you? Because if those decisions that you're doing, if they're not serving you, it's time to do something different. Okay. To make a change. Michael Jackson told us that.
That's
It's
right.
time to make a change. And when was he going to do it first? The man in the mirror.
That's right.
And when you decide to make that change, you got to do it now. Because you say that you're going to do it, you can't forget what you said that you were going to do. And I can understand you get a little older, you know, you start forgetting things, but take some Ginkgo-Biloba. You know,
That don't work.
gotta help you. You said it don't work.
Don't work.
A lot of times, you know, when I hear you say that it don't work, and I would say the same thing to myself, and I said, okay, then why isn't it working for me? Then it's probably not working for me because of what I already got in me,
Right.
you know? We also have to realize that we have to cleanse our internal body. And when you cleanse your internal body of all of the extra plastics and hormones and food additives and GMOs that they've put in, and you come back into the state of being an organic being once again, then when you take the natural herb, it's going to
That's
work.
right, it's gonna work.
Bam.
It's going to correct you.
That's right.
But if you are congested with all of the things of this world, even in your thinking, even in your thinking, because if I come and tell you you're God, I don't know God, that's blasphemy, what are you talking about? They can't even hear me.
Right.
And this is what Yeshua was talking about when he said, don't throw your pearls before swine. Because the swine, he doesn't know, his system is closed. The swine has the same system as our lymphatic system. It's a closed system. So what do we have to do with that system? We have to move it. We have to have action so that it can excrete through the veins and into the blood, and then you can take it out of the body through the kidneys. So if you understand your own dynamic being of how you work as a human being, now we have to put that together with how we work as a spiritual being. How does our personality be infused with our soul so we can be a soul-infused personality? So that what I'm expressing out into the world can be expressed through my divine personality. Because each one of us has a personality. I can't do what Sheila can do, nor can Sheila do what I do.
That's the truth.
But when you get yourself infused with who you are, then you have the personality, you have everything that you need to express that which you are. And that's what all of this is about. Can you imagine that the Creator is there, sitting, watching, and looking and saying, when they gonna get it? It's easy, it's simple. Just be who you are. And in the beauty of being who you are, you allow other people to understand who you are, and they can accept you and love you for who you are. But if you hide and trying to, well, I can't tell this, I can't tell that, and I can't go here, and I can't do this, and you got all of these kinks around you, then that physical part of you just shrivels up. You have to share yourself. You have to be yourself. But you must first understand who that is. And that is done through meditation, getting quiet, feeling yourself, talking, praying. That's what prayer really is talking to the creation and finding out what it is. Who is speaking to me? There is a small voice that does speak. Well, is that you? Yes, you. God. You're not crazy. That is you talking to you. That's the sane part of you. Because somewhere along the line, you split. And you started believing in something else. And because you started believing in that something else, you gave it your power. I believe in the government. I believe that I have to go down and buy a license, and I have to do this. I have to. We believe that, and we do it religiously. And they're hoping that you will do this religiously. Because all of us know that your license probably has expired from time to time, and you drove that car anyway. Did the popo come after you? Not unless you were walking around, oh, I ain't supposed to be driving in a hurry to get over here. What were you doing? Sending out information to the universe saying, here's somebody over here that needs to be stopped because they're doing something that they don't need to do. You're drawing it to you. It's the same thing when people rob banks, and I'm sure you see it on TV, and the police is coming out down the street. The police has no idea, but because they get all upset and jittery, they bring that to them. If we could only think that if there is something that I want, if there is something that I need, how do I bring this to me? Think about it. Focus on it. Allow it to come. Most people have more reasons to not do something than to do something. Why aren't you going, oh, I got to go wash the dishes, I got to take my mom home, I got to do this for my brother. We got all the reasons not to go. But if you ask them, why can't you do, why don't we do this? We get stuck. We can give so many reasons not to be our true divine selves. To take that divine responsibility. And yeah, it's a little scary in the beginning, but once you start doing it, it's nothing. You think about a baby. No one ever taught that baby how to walk. No one ever taught a baby how to walk. That baby just watched people doing it, and one day said, you know what, I'm going to walk. And he got up, legs shaking, but he kept going, and he fell on his butt. Then he stopped, because most of us, when it starts hurting, I ain't gonna do that, that hurt, my head hurt, I ain't take that medicine no more, my head hurt. It's cleaning you out, no. But that's what we do, we get afraid of a little pain. Pain is letting you know that this is working. That baby got up, and it kept walking. That baby one day said, Mama, Dad, feed me, I'm hungry. Oh, this works. Children do by seeing. When we, this small group that's in here, because truly, you are a unique set of people, because most people don't think like you. Amen. And if most people are not thinking like you, then that means that they don't know what you know. And if you're not allowing what you know to be given out into the world, then guess what? We're doing harm. We're stifling the evolutionary process of the consciousness of man. That's what we're doing. That's the harm and the hurt that we do to this country, to this world. So you can't say that you're not an active participant for the detriment of this country or this world. So we're all responsible. We talk about the fact that you don't like Europeans and what Europeans are doing. Well, if you're not doing anything to assist your people to help them get back their humanity, because obviously they are totally off the chain and they've totally lost it, and we agree, okay. Y'all want to put Bush back in the office? Then take the votes from them black people that are down in Florida. My brother's down. It's okay. It's cool. We got this. And none of us understood enough about the government to say anything or to do anything about it. Then they did it again. Told you them niggas they sleep. Take it from Ohio this time. Pay her off. Give her some money. Okay. 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 We got a new norm. Women can be with women, men can be with men, and it's all right. That's the new norm.
Right, you know?
Okay.
Okay, exactly.
If that's the new norm, then where are the babies going to come from? Where are the children, the people are going to come from?
Test tubes.
Test tubes, or either they're going to be farming your eggs, farming your sperm, and playing Frankenstein. And getting a whole new strain
Of Hitler's.
of Hitler's or Einstein's or whoever else that they want. Because I happen to think that Hitler was a brilliant person.
Oh, yes, was. in his
Yeah, he was. He's a very brilliant person. I mean, he even had that thought, that idea. He was manifesting his godhood.
Right.
But they made you think that it was a bad thing.
Amen.
But somebody loved him.
Whoop.
Mm.
And see, this is what we're all afraid of, is that nobody's going to love me if I be my true self.
That's how you got that syphilis. I'm just.
Somebody loves them. So when you be yourself, be that true divine self of who you are, then you can think clear. We can make better decisions when we're not sucking on a pork chop bone or eating some chitlins. You can make good decisions. You can say, you know, this is what I need to do. This is where I need to be. When you're feeding the body properly, and because your body is an organic instrument. So if we're putting good water, good food in this body, then we can make some sane decisions. And we can get one another to work with one another. Because as you become more clear in your insanity, I become more clear. Because even that word, insane, you know, insane should be sane, I mean sane, right?
Yeah.
But they even make the words wrong right. We say, oh, that's a bad suit you got on, brother. But I'm really saying it's a good suit.
Good suit, right.
And we understand the insanity.
That's right.
But we have to get clarity. That's what we want. We want clarity. So that everything that we're doing, because truly, if we're the sixth root race of consciousness and we are evolving, where are we evolving to? What are our original thoughts to take that to the next level? Because I really don't think that we have really understood what it means to be a female and manifest femininity, what it means to be a male and manifest masculinity, and then for the union of male and female to bond and love and support one another, and to create children that understand that same divine process and duplicate it again. We don't have that, because somewhere along the line somebody told us, well, do your own thing, do what you want to do, follow the new norm. So when my children see the new norm and they don't know the original,
Right, right.
then what am I going to get? And quite frankly, it's okay to be the new norm. It really is. Because if you're a God, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. If you truly accept that and you truly think that that is the way that we should be, then by golly, let's be that. Anybody want to live? Because that's what it is. That's what it is. So we have to start looking at what it is that we're accepting, what it is that we are allowing to happen with our food, with our health, And how are we going to really survive? And we can't keep doing this lip service and just saying that this is what we're going to do. We have to put it into an action. We have to have our own think tanks. We have to think about what you're thinking about. We have to really start thinking about this and say, okay, now what are we going to do to turn this elephant around? Because just us talking about it and saying we're going to do something is truly not enough. We have to do an action. No matter what that action is, if it's a small action, okay, say 90% of us are punks, okay, so we're 90% punks. We can do the meditation piece first. We don't have to go out into the community and get some young people and start talking to them and telling them what it is that we know to assist them on their process of evolution. We don't have to talk to them about how do they make decisions. Because truly, they are being indoctrinated every day. And it's 24/7. It's in their schools, it's on their TVs, it's on the news. 24/7. They're being indoctrinated. So if I come up here and I'm talking to you once a month on Sunday, and I'm telling you certain things, and you say, well, why you keep talking about that? Because you're being indoctrinated every day. When you go on the job, you're being indoctrinated. When you're listening to the radio, you're being indoctrinated. When you look at the TV, the movies, you are being indoctrinated to keep it on the way that you have been trained since your mama took you to their school when you were 5 years old. Bring me your young and I will train them up in the way to go. They tell you that and you know it and you do it gladly.
Okay.
Okay. Let me give you some virus in your arm. Okay. It's going to help you for the new strain. You're going to put an old dead virus in my arm and fight something new that you don't even know about?
That they create.
That is
Right.
insane.
Insane.
Insane. But we do it. Your baby is born. The first thing they do is they put some mercury or silver in the baby's eyes.
Duh.
When the baby comes, first thing they do is smack his butt. Instead of laying the baby on the mother and letting it gently come into the world.
Right.
Get it ready. This is what we do. And we say that we're sane, we're humanity. We gotta start looking at what is being fed to us and what are we accepting. And if we're not accepting, being in a group of like-minded people, that is where our strength is. Our strength lies in understanding each one of us and allowing that person to be divinely themselves. And if there's really a personality quirk in them, that we assist them because the personality quirk is in me too. So when I help you, you're helping me. When you get clear, I get clear because now I understand exactly what you're saying. And I'm not following you around Robin Hood's barn trying to find out that you just want some water. Because this is what we do. And we call it intelligence. Have you ever gotten one of those letters in the mail and it's reading 5 and 6 pages and you say, get to the point. What are you trying to tell me? What are you telling me? And they're just talking. Now they have on the computer, they have a little guy who's drawing a picture and he's talking and you're like, you know, I want to turn this off. No, if you turn me off now, you won't find out how much this is going to cost you. It's on and on.
30 minutes.
Right, for nothing. You're being indoctrinated once again. The Creator has kept it very simple. Very simple. And when we start learning, we say, is that all it took? Yes. That's all that it takes, is for you to have a change of mind, a change of heart. Renew your mind. Think a little bit differently. Don't allow things to be just told to you and you just blindly accept it. Even the stuff that I'm telling you. Because I just made it up, all of this. I just made it up just to see if y'all would listen. But why not? Everybody else does. Conversations with God. The man was an alcoholic. And he got down on his luck, and he said God started talking to him because when you're down, well, there's only one way to go is but
Back up.
everybody loved him. And that's great. That's wonderful. I'm glad that he found his way. But I just saw how much people were flocking to this book behind an alcoholic. And he said he had a conversation with God. And you can't talk to God, and you can't write a book. Because if you write a book, you have to write your bibliography, and it has to be compared to what somebody else has already said. It's insane. Well, who else is thinking like this? You're saying this, but who are you? I'm God.
Okay.
They'll lock you up.
In a straight jacket.
That's right. It's like one of my students, she had told her grandmother this, and she had gone home for Christmas, and they were getting ready, to have Christmas dinner, and she was getting ready to say the prayer, and the grandmother said, "So are we supposed to be praying to you?" She said yes. Being your true divine self, making that decision of who you are. And that's all that it takes. It's just that simple. Just that simple to just make the decision. Do it a little bit different. Start with the way that you're driving home. Go a different way home. See what you find.
Okay.
Don't put all your money in the bank. Save a little money at home. Just put enough money in the bank to pay your bills, and then you keep the rest of it in your own pocket. And then don't spend it like it's water. If you haven't worn that outfit in 16 years, give it away. Give it away. Those books that you've read, if you've already read the book and you got it up here, give it away.
Right.
Keep it in circulation. If the foods that you're eating are not serving you, well, they may be serving you because you're probably saying, well, I like this. This is good food, But it's slowly killing you, and it's just keeping you that much alive so that they can milk you a little bit more. Because if you're just that much alive, then you do have enough sense that when you ache, you'll go to the doctor who'll give you a prescription and some drugs to keep you, because to disguise the pain. Because that's all you want. You just don't want to be in pain.
Right,
So
right.
if he can give you something to disguise the pain, then you'll keep walking around. Yeah, my leg hurting. I got whatever. Arms swollen and everything. But all you got to do is eat proper food.
That's right.
Get that meat out your diet.
That's right.
Get that alcohol out your diet. The carbs out of your diet. Eat more fruits and vegetables.
That's right.
But it sounds so easy. Then why aren't you doing it? And we hear it and we know it. The challenge is somehow in the execution of it, we get stuck, we get jammed. Because everything else that we've been indoctrinated with comes up to stop us every time. Every time. When you're making a choice, should I go to McDonald's or should I go to Subway? Go home. Cook your own food.
Right.
And I know, I used to be one of those people. Any new restaurant that opened up in DC, I was there. I was there, eating that food. Don't know if somebody bad and all that stuff.
Right.
That's why you're supposed to pray over your food, for real, for real. Because you don't know what they're doing in that kitchen. Or for your food, what attitude that they're having.
right.
And they're putting it into the food and you're ingesting all of their stuff. Their colds, their hatreds, their likes, the jokes. They're spitting their food, see she's gonna eat it for. Oh, look, I told you, and they're laughing at us. Go home, cook your own food. Put your love in your food.
That's right.
You'll feel better just on doing that. Because if you're eating a food on the outside, you know that potatoes clear the oil. So they'll just fry some potatoes in the oil that they've been using over and over and over and over and over. And then you eat it. So you're eating the oil that has no nutritional value, but it didn't have it in the first place anyway, so now it's all broken down, and you're ingesting that. We are such a divine and unique people. If we would just allow ourselves to blossom in our own uniqueness in our own divinity, the things that we could do would be wonderful. When we can trust and love one another, when we can work in true harmony with this universe. Because we do it. We have the rhythm, we have the fluidity in the body to do it. We used to, when I was growing up, we used to make a song up just like that, dance just like that. Oh, that's, oh, we doing it to Chicken Little now. We were making up dances all the time. We were creating. We're no longer even creating. We're not thinking. We're not even thinking, so we can't create. We're on robot patrol. We just do the same old, because this is what's been working. This is what's been serving. The challenge that I'd like to leave you with is that you start making a different decision, doing something different. Even if for females, when you're putting on your pantyhose, if you're always putting on the right leg, put the left leg in. and we laugh, but it's something that I give my students, that's a little small thing, it's a different. You know, instead of eating your grapes by hand, eat it with a fork. It's a difference. It's a difference. Instead of throwing away the seeds in a grape, eat the seeds. Eat them, they're delicious. Watermelon. Eat the seeds in the watermelon. Remember you used to spit them out? Eat them. Eat the seeds. They chew up, they're very good. You don't have to eat all of the watermelon in the seed, but at least eat a few so that you can feel the substance and feel the difference in your own body.
Wow.
Everything that they tell you, seedless grapes, is not good for you. That's like a woman or a man without their eggs or their sperm. What are you going to do?
That's right.
You know what I mean? If you want to have children, I'm not saying that the people aren't any good, but if you're saying that you want to have children, you have to have sperm, you have to have eggs. So if you're eating a fruit and you want the nutritional value of that fruit, you have to eat a fruit that has the seeds in it. Making our decisions, walking our walk, and talking our talk. That's the challenge. How are you going to do that? How are you going to make it? Just sit here right now and think of a way that you're going to change what you've been doing. There is something that you've been doing that deserves your attention and intention to change, to do it in a different way. Something, some small thing. And I guarantee you, if you decide to make that choice, to change that one small thing, everything in your life is going to change. So with that, I say, Ashe.
Yeah.